Deputy President Kindiki has said that it is an honor for him to serve as the country's second in command when it is on a developing trajectory. Kindiki said that he is ready to support President William Ruto and the team he leads to achieve the country's aspirations. The Deputy President noted that as he assumes his new role, he is ready to assist Ruto in accelerating the implementation of his plan for the country. He further promised to work with colleagues in cabinet to make sure they bring economic transformation and empowerment to Kenyans.
November 2024, as you are aware, I assumed the office of the Deputy President. That day was and shall remain the most momentous and significant day of my life. After serving my country for a quarter of a century as a law lecturer, legal practitioner, senator, majority leader of the Senate, deputy speaker of the Senate, and most recently as the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, I now take over office as the third Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. It remains astounding how a son of Kenya, born some 52 years ago in Tharaka, a remote part of the then Meru district, and in a humble homestead of a rural clergyman and his housewife's spouse, could eventually get the opportunity to serve this country in the esteemed and high office of Deputy President of the Republic. My assumption to the office of Deputy President has presented me with an opportunity to reflect on our country's past, present, and future. In my reflections, during the past 1 week, I have come to the profound realization that Kenya, our homeland, is a country like no other. Its charm, the industry of its people, our fine weather, our culture, and our breathtaking topography are unmatched. It is gratifying to see millions of patriotic Kenyans work hard every day, waking up early, sleeping late, to make a honest living, eat from the sweat of their brow, and build the country that they call home. While it is true that formidable challenges confront us today, it is also true that we always find a way to surmount obstacles and protect our country and its people from the shocks of the modern world.
The outgoing Interior Cabinet Secretary and a new Deputy President has spoken out on the rampant abduction and femicide cases that have rocked the country in the recent past. The DP was responding to a question posed by a journalist on his legacy at the Interior Ministry, which has been plagued by multiple femicide and abduction cases towards the tail end. Professor Kindiki, while acknowledging the incident, said he had just led the Interior Ministry in coming up with a framework to handle them and bring the criminals to book when he was plucked by President William Ruto to rise to the position of his deputy. He has stated that the new job now squarely rests on the shoulders of his successor in the ministry, Salim Davadi, who presently holds the position of Interior CS in acting capacity.
For 2 years, every day of my life, I have struggled to secure the country from crime and from people who would have caused us harm. And I have told my journey, the places I've been and what has took me there, the work I did in immigration and other places. At the end of my statement, I have said, as I exit that office, I'm exiting at a time when there are reports of cases of mysterious disappearances, abductions, and femicide. And I have handed over the responsibility of cracking down on those emerging reports of crime. And I wish him well, and I know he will succeed. The same way, in the past, I've been able to handle those other national security challenges. Remember, these are challenges that we've witnessed in the last few months, and already we had gotten ourselves on a place where we had come up with a strategy, context of the day. So today is the day when I wanted to at least make a statement on my assumption of office.
Reflecting on the situation he encountered when assuming office in 2022, Kindiki described the widespread unrest across parts of northern eastern Kenya, Lamu, and the northern Rift Valley, which he said had since been significantly suppressed. He pointed out that his decision to gazette the areas as disturbed and dangerous in 2023 and deploy the military was a strategy that successfully drove bandits out of the regions.
Kenya's Interior Minister of 2 years invites an introspection and reflection on the journey that I, with the loyal and patriotic support of hundreds of thousands of officers and staff in the police, prisons, immigration, and other citizen-facing services of the ministry, have traveled. I attribute any successes that were achieved in the last 2 years to make Kenya safer during the last 2 years. I attribute this success to the various ranks of officers and staff of the ministry. However, any performance inadequacies during my tenure are mine, because I believe the ministry staff and officers did their best. 24 months of hard work by frontline multi-agency formations, embedded deep in the forests of the Boni Enclave, has paid off with 2 years of calm. Sacrificial fighting power of elite police formations in the forward operating bases spread along the risky frontier areas of Liboi, Fafi, Div, Kotulo, and such like areas have resulted in 2 years of great victory over dangerous terrorists who would have otherwise hurt Kenya and its people. Fellow Kenyans, it has been the honor of my life not only to oversee a coordinated and policy-driven war against terrorists, but also to visit the elite police units protecting Kenya and its people at some of the most dangerous locations in our territory.
Deputy President Kindiki Kithure has left the country in his first international assignment since becoming the second in command. Kindiki is attending the inauguration of Botswana's President Duma Boko, who was elected last into office last week. This marks his first trip out of the country in about 2 years.